Live from New Jersey, it's your good friend Schmuel Buckman. Joining me tonight is my good friend HarleyQuinn. Now we've got audio problem. Hang on, kids. I wonder if that sounds any better. I guess I need to add you to the stage to hear you.
Yeah, that might work. Am I coming through the mic?
Oh, I can hear you good. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I hear you perfectly. I was just making sure because when I got up earlier after we finally ended over at Deb, I went to the restroom and ended up unplugging everything. So I was like, ugh.
I got off Deb and I went to the store, did all I came back and sat down and nothing was working.
Oh,
And
shit.
I got a mess. I went to go put the super tip link into YouTube and I got encoder error. You need to restart your machine. So I had
Yeah.
to restart and I can't get my green screen to work really well, but I need to get out of here early tonight, so I don't want to go too late. And I know you've been talking for a good 5 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I did the math because I was on with Clown Town this morning too. I think I went on with them at about 1 a.m. Central. So I guess, really now I'm about at the 12-hour mark as talking. I mean, I've slept in between, but
That's insane, man.
Javier, I'm gonna make a day of it. But you got Super Tip already? I thought that took a while to get approved.
Super tip is relatively easy, or at least it was when I got it. But the super chats,
Yeah.
I don't have YouTube. I don't have YouTube monetization, and I'm like the single worst person at this because people send me super tips and then they have to put in the chat they sent me a super tip because I never know. Um, but I've had nothing but problems with the sound
Yeah.
on super tips, and that seems to have something to do with StreamYard. And I've talked to other people, and I'm actually going to have, Annie.
I'm not sure. I would have to see him.
She's a DV person. She's going to help me um, get this shit together on Tuesday. So hopefully we'll get it all set up.
Yeah, well, I mean, now let me ask you this about the Super Tip audio. Is it that it's unlistenable or that it's glitching, but it's glitching in a funny way?
It's glitching. Um, it's glitching. And of course, here I am. I have a super tip, a typo in my super tip.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
everything.
Yeah.
It was my usual studio. Everything. It's all right. I don't care. In any event, I have like a Kevin Brennan voice, and sometimes people can hear it, sometimes they can't, and when they can, it's all uh, very staticky
Okay.
and garbled. Like I don't know if that'll play, but like I don't know if you can hear that.
No, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, and I can't. And then it's hit or miss. So it's all good. I just need to sit down and actually do it. And one, I'm older than dirt, so that I'm slow. And two, I have an actual job, so
Yeah.
um, I don't have a lot of time for all this stuff.
Yeah, when they make it so difficult that you feel like you've got to get a 4-year degree to get started, and it's like, yeah.
Oh my God, this is my. I really love what do you call it, Echo, but
Oh,
because without him, I would just I I'd be so fucked up. I would have been like the first hour of Deb's show today, just
yeah.
trying to get shit together.
Yeah, my tech problems started because I was going to try to do my own like test stream today, but I was getting messages something about like uh failed to find a healthy upstream, something like that. And like I was like, well, I'm going on with Deb in a minute anyway. I'm just going to abandon this. Forget it. I'll worry about it some other day. Because I figured it was going to be one of those things that was like, it would take me an hour to figure out whatever this failed to healthy upstream or whatever the hell that was, to figure out what that was and how to fix it. And then I would be going on with Deb anyhow. And so I was like, this is better served for a less busy day.
Yeah, it probably was. So we went on, both of us were on with Deb earlier
Yeah.
today, and we were we were going to talk Karmic and Taz was on with us,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, we didn't really get to the clips too much because there was a lot of issues. I don't know whether you guys did later on,
We
but
never figured out the audio. It worked that one time, and I'm not sure what she did to fix it the one time, but every time after that, she couldn't get the audio to play.
I know, and I feel ridiculous trying to tell anybody what to do, But I think I knew what the problem was. I did have to laugh though because at some point, um, like it wasn't that far along in the show when she was going to do her windows, when Deb was going to go close her windows or whatever, and
Yeah.
Dan put in the chat, "Deb, wrap it up," and we were about 2 hours in.
Or Dan, if he was sitting there the whole time, he was probably like, "Oh God, if this is definitely female Tom," because we all know when it's time to leave, the females like to drag their feet. So he was probably used to that.
Yeah, it's what do you call it? It's pretty funny. So I'm laughing because I see. Hold on a sec. In the chat, I have TW1227 at Acolyte Schmuel could have blamed the typo for no super tips. He took that away. I don't need blame. I tend to forget to ask for them, and so and there we go. And um, I'd like to understand it a wee bit more, why I'm having the problems. But
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the help manual that comes with it, like Patrick, who's in there, he's all Mac, you know,
Okay.
and so apparently it works for that. Um, and other people say, like I use StreamYard. Some people say they have EvMux, and I'm going through OBS, and I'm just giving up.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm gonna let them do it. But we'll see if hold on, see if one of these comes up. It does.
Yeah, they come up, but
Uh,
no sound.
yeah, no. That one of them was just a text message.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
and of course, I was screwing around with this all night last night. So um, that always, I'm sure that I'm I'm sure that doesn't help. But uh, in any event, so did you guys ever did we get through any of the Taz stuff? Um,
Kind of, sorta. I mean, I wanted to talk more about like Karmic kind of randomly showed up on Clowntown last night, real late. Uh, it was like way after I think Big W went to bed, and him and Pat got into it a little bit, but it wasn't as heated as you would have thought it would have been. And
so
I don't
I
know, did
ha-
you get to see any of that?
I actually listened to the Clowntown clip, which I'm going to play in a second.
Okay.
Um, but uh, you know, it's funny because I think everybody knows everybody else in this universe, but
Yeah.
apparently, quite a number of people don't know who you are. So this is Dr. HarleyQuinn, who I know from the Dixon Rumble show. I think is where we first
Yeah.
came across each other, and I'm going to let Harley introduce himself while I grab a lighter.
Go for it. I'll do my best. Well, You got the name, everybody. Dr. HarleyQuinn. I'm kind of I've been part of the Dabbleverse since probably the beginning, since Shuley started up his network, and then I was just basically pretty interested in these shows, so I started following almost all of them. What some people that know me in the chats, if there's anyone that's been around a while, it's like I hate patting myself on the back. I think it's nasty. But, I'm pretty creative when it comes to leaving super tips. I have like a random train of thought that comes out pretty easy when I type, but unfortunately, I think I'm pretty boring when I'm actually like talking out loud. So it takes me a while to get going, kind of like a locomotive. Uh, but other than like where I met Schmuel leaving super tips on Pat Dixon's stream when he started streaming a couple of years ago. That's where we met, and I've just been kind of in and out of the Dabbleverse. I mean, I get like a lot of people. I guess I get fatigue from like all the shows that seem to like not really have a show. It's like a show about watching other shows and doing the pause, talk about it, play, pause. But other than that, I guess as you can see, I'm a Joker cosplayer. I really don't like to go on any shows unless I'm in the paint. It's like a mental thing. I've got a lot of mental problems, as you can probably tell. So, I guess that's it. Other than that,
Cool.
I'm just random.
Harley's uh, I don't know whether he's a real doctor or not, but he
Plays one on TV.
plays a therapist on YouTube TV, and he's really quite good at it. And how we became so I'm not a clip. I don't like to really do the clips either.
Yeah.
And go on, but every now and then you kind of need them for context,
Oh yeah.
and so I will probably pull one up here in a minute, but Harley and I were actually earlier on today at with Nice Podcast Stupids. Deb does a Sunday takeover. Today was her first day. We helped her out, and Taz was on with us, and we kind of wanted to address, or I should say, Deb did, and asked us to be there as we got into Karmic's rant about Taz, how Taz felt about that, what we thought about it, and what the chat thought about it.
Yeah.
So, that's the that's basically where we were today, and then things got a little confused because there were some technical problems,
Yeah.
and by the time they got to do stuff, I had to go, and Deb is also a talker.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She picked the right business to get into if you're a talker.
Oh man, I was just it's pretty funny. So I'm trying to pull up. I have a deft clip from last night with the Povo's Clowntown stuff, but it does run 19 minutes.
Oh
So
shit.
yeah, uh,
Yeah, and
I might.
if we play it nonstop without talking, that's still bad. But if we play 19 minutes and pause and talk about it, it'll take 4 hours, as we know from Shuley and them.
Yeah. So the bottom line is that Karmic sort of, I don't want to say he made up. He didn't really make up, but he was the old, I don't hate you, Pat, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Because he and Pat were on together.
yeah.
So, and it was pretty interesting. So let me try a little bit of it. Let's see if we can get through it pretty quick. I got to get out of here early tonight anyway.
Yeah, that's
So
cool. And I'm gonna have to take a shower and wash this shit off before bed.
how long does it take you to do that?
That part sucks, but it's not as bad as you might think. I've got some good like makeup remover stuff now from doing this for years and years. I can usually get the bulk of the makeup off in about 10 minutes, and if I'm just like I'm not worried about going out or anyone seeing me, I'm just like going to bed. Then that's fine. But if I want to go back to looking like a human again, it takes a little bit of scrubbing, but it's it's the life I chose to do this as a side hustle. So I mean, it
And how
doesn't.
long does it take you to put on?
It depends on like how intricate I want to make the paint. Like what the theme I usually go with on these Dabbleverse shows I go on is like a cross between like the 2008 Batman Joker and a couple of other Jokers I've seen, where I'm going for like a crazy rush look, like how a maniac would put the shit on, and then I just add like little tweaks and designs, but I just do those on the fly. Like today, what I did today, this was 10 minutes. If I do good makeup that I'm like for a paid appearance that I do around like town or whatever, then I'll take like actual hours and I'll break out the expensive paint. But
You
it's
know,
all for like a side hustle. It's kind of like the love of the game, like doing this stuff. We're not talking to people thinking we're going to be millionaires or anything. It's mostly for, fun.
yeah. Look, I gotta be honest. If at 35 you asked me if on the bingo card of my life was talking to a guy in Joker makeup on YouTube a thing, I wouldn't have thought it was gonna happen. And do people confuse this with transgender stuff and whatnot? Like, is I mean, I
Once,
shouldn't say. I'm not asking you if people
yeah,
do. I see people do, so I'm wondering um, what's the deal with that?
that hasn't come across my plate very often at all, and it's usually like a completely random chatter that says it one time and it never pops up again. But for the most part, people figure it out pretty quick. They see the name and they see the paint and they put two and two together and they know I'm doing like a Joker thing. I guess I run into it. So sometimes people don't think this is my real hair. They think I'm wearing a wig. It's like, no, I grew this out of my brain many years ago. But
I also think there's a whole bunch of people that are just conditioned now to say, um, "What do I call you?
oh
What do
yeah,
you
there's the
like?" They just don't.
pronouns. Yeah.
They don't know. And
No, they don't know, and I try to tell like in like real life when I'm not in any paint or anything like that, I just leave it as simple as, dude, I'm a metalhead. That's why I've got long hair. It's not that I think I'm a girl. I usually just I kind of lie and I just say, look, I'm in a band, and then they get it. It's like, oh, that okay. But if I try to explain it any more in depth than that, then they don't get it. I'll tell you this one. This one was pretty funny. Well, it was funny because it happened to me. So I'm in the restroom, right? And this is at the beginning of the pronouns, like people actually asking them for real. And I was in the restroom at the mall and I was brushing my hair real quick before I, went back to it. And some dude came in and he made the face and he turned around and walked out. And I knew what happened. I knew he saw me because I'm a pretty small guy. And I mean, I don't think people come here to hear about men's fashion, but I wear skinny jeans and metal shirts. So I got it. I thought the guy thought I was a girl. But then he comes back in, he kind of opens the door slowly because he's like not wanting to freak me out because he's thinking he's about to tell a girl that, hey, you're in the men's room. And I knew what it was up. And I was like, no, dude, I'm a guy. I'm in a band. It's cool. And the guy goes, "Oh, okay. I'm so sorry about that. You just, it's so confusing these days." And then he goes, "So, and this he was not being a dick. He was asking an honest question, but he looked right at me and goes, "So, how long have you been transitioning?" It's like I'm not. I'm just a dude with long hair.
I'm, It's Batman, damn it! It's Batman.
Exactly.
It's
But
nice. Where the
yeah,
hell?
so it comes up now and then.
Hey, this is very funny.
Yeah.
Rudy Bago. We are in the Valley of Men.
All men here, Rudy. Good to see Rudy. Rudy's one
what
of
do
the
you
good
call it?
ones that's always around.
One of Karmic's big expressions. Um, oh my God, yeah, because he's on Povo. From what I listened to, I guess we'll hear it. But he said
Yeah.
something about he comes from the Valley of Men, and somebody was like, "That means assholes," and then he was like, "No," and I was like, I thought it was the gay bar in his hometown. But,
well, the one we have around here, we call it the manhole.
one of my favorites has always been the Rusty Rudder, and Aaron Berg used to talk about that, and I always thought it was a joke. I 100% thought it was a joke, and I was in Delaware, and sure enough, like the biggest bar in town is called the Rusty Rudder.
Oh my God!
And I'm like, I got to take a look at that, and it was families and stuff going in and going out. It was very surprising.
Oh Lord!
There you go. All right, let's take a look at this. Let's
see what we can get through.
see what we can get here. I guess I turned.
Let's see.
No, there's me. I did not. I was
Would
not
that
wanting
be
to do
cool if I
makeup.
hooked up with Felicia, recorded the audio, and played it back on my stream? You know what? Not only would I be cool with it, no, of course. Look,
And you can hear it, correct?
Oh yeah, I can hear it. This is
I mean,
perfect.
we haven't. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking.
Okay,
but
Karmic. That's if she would even fuck you. So go ahead, try it, boy.
we haven't dated in.
This was Karmic asking Pat if it would be okay if he had Felicia. Or
Yeah.
somebody asking if it would be okay, but I think it was Karmic that asked.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking here too. I was thinking, oh, this is just someone that's like, changed their name to Karmic X Live, and they're just sending in like, kind of like a troll on everybody question.
They made it. Yeah, no, they did. He did show him. It was him. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it turned out to be him, but right here I was thinking, I don't think this is actually him.
Over 2 years. I have no connection to Felicia whatsoever. Do you understand that? I am not connected to her in any way. We haven't talked. We haven't texted. And we don't talk to each other. So yeah, man, sure. Go ahead. Go for it.
Karmic, not being a dick. You guys consider super tips? Okay. First of all, Karmic, we're not worried about money like you are. So obviously we talked about this and we're against it. There you go. No, you fuckhead. I don't listen to your fucking shit stream.
He's definitely gonna pour it.
Fucking better.
He's not gonna porn bomb.
He plays
Okay,
Fortnite.
identify
Wow.
yourself.
My name is Karmic,
Carmen.
Oh, it's Karmic.
and
Okay.
porn bomb. Come on, Dixon.
Show us your titties. Show us those big titties.
I don't have them on display right now.
Okay, Karmic, why are you so mad at Papa? Go ahead, explain yourself.
Mad at you? Why? Why should I be mad? Why was I angry?
Exactly. There's no reason to be mad at Papa.
Oh,
It's
you took
Papa's
my
Day,
words.
damn it.
Oh, it's Father's Day. Well, here's the thing, you fuck. You identify as a father, a daddy. You got a daddy issue, okay?
Because I am one, you tard.
Well, why are you putting it on your guest, man? That's kind of it's a weird dynamic you're putting out there.
No. That
Man,
doesn't
that's
make
my
sense.
daddy.
Explain that.
You have what's with the daddy complex over here? Everybody,
Holy
my
shit,
daddy.
don't you fucking get it, dude? Don't you fucking get what the fucking Papa kill is?
There you go.
Okay, here comes Scott with the brilliant take. Okay, let me know.
Exactly,
Let me
fucking.
know,
Okay,
dude.
Let
Let me
me
know.
know so we
Let me know.
can
Double
Dude,
drummer.
do you not
You got all
fucking
the
understand
answers.
where fucking Papa kill came from?
It's great. Fuck you.
Okay, Scott.
Come on,
Okay,
boy.
Scott, stop. Oh, no, you're talking about me, you fuck. Keep
No,
going.
I'm trying to remember. I'm
you
a
don't
little
like his
stoned.
papa. He's got a papa issue. You said because he's
Oh,
down
yeah.
kill.
But it's appropriate. It's fucking Father's Day, you fuck.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you have people on your show, and then you kind of project yourself that I'm the daddy around here, and it's a little fucking creepy, dude. I'm just
For
saying.
you. For you.
Fucking
For you.
right for me. And I think any man with a fucking set of balls don't like to look at other men as daddy. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Shit.
Okay, Karmic. So you're mad that you call me Papa?
Karmic does have an affinity for talking about other men's balls, doesn't he?
A little bit, and like but around here is where I was wondering. It's like, why is Karmic picking on poor Scott so much? Scott's never done anything to anybody. And apparently he had some kind of issue, or just maybe he was an easy target. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't go well for him. But I have to say, what is funny is you have to listen to Scott, and there's a point where it transitions, and Karmic is obviously talking to Pat, and but Scott thinks he's talking to him. It's very quick. But,
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about, and it is pretty funny.
It makes me ill when I use the word. I can't even repeat it now. I have pride. I can't do it.
yeah, you don't have much pride, Karmic.
Okay, Karmic. How about this? What do you think about your buddy that tapeworm self calling you daddy? That's creepy.
That I always thought it was creepy, and you guys identify that. That is fucking bizarre. Another grown fucking man calling you daddy. It just makes you feel. I want to crawl out of my skin when I hear.
No. You want to go to the valley of that's what you want to do.
No,
They're in the valley of
men, you
men.
guys. Jesus Christ.
Well, that's a butthole. Man's butthole, boy.
No.
Population you.
Oh, you wish.
Hey, Karmic, I've been working on my impression of you. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, lay it on me.
Wait. I wasn't expecting that.
Did I actually go wah? I don't recall
Yeah.
that. Was I that drunk that I don't remember going?
Liam actually laughed at a Pat Dixon joke. He's going to have to go apologize to all of his lefty friends for having laughed. I laughed at Pat Dixon. I'm ashamed. Prostrate
No,
himself before you.
I mean,
Wah? Come on,
especially
man. There's no
after.
nuance. There's no nuance.
I'll work on it more.
Okay.
Okay,
thank you.
Karmic. So what happened with Felicia last night?
Oh, she wanted to come on my stream, and out of a whim, I said, "Hey, why not?" And why not? And that's hey, Liam, how you doing, sir?
There we go. Sorry.
No need to apologize, but yeah, Felicia came on last night, if that's the way to pronounce her name, and she was drunk, and she was actually shitting on Kevin Brennan, which was pretty interesting.
Oh, that's a no-no. We don't do that here.
He was kind of playing. She was playing with the house's money a little bit there, but I was like, "Oh yeah, oh interesting."
Hey, if you
Something
could
more.
pause it right here, Schmuel, I want to ask you a question. All right,
Pause.
now I only saw a little bit of Felicia on Karmic, but from the little bit that I did see, I swear my gut's telling me that she wasn't being genuine, that she was being kind of like a shit stirrer, like kind of like wanting to, like if I'll talk shit about somebody to you to get you comfortable to join in and start talking shit. If that makes sense. I know I just ripped off Karmic there. That's what the impression I got was, like she was almost trying to feed him a line to get him to start shitting on, Mr. Brennan.
Yeah. So, I didn't think of it that way, but I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it, but I have to say it's the first time that I can remember watching Felicia, excuse me, having fun on stream.
Yeah, all the ones that she's done on like MLC about Pat have been just like heart attack serious, and like when people were referring to her as a comedian, I was like, she's never said anything funny once. It's just very serious talk about her version of their old relationship. So I was like, oh, okay.
Part of the thing is that I always have to remember that Pat dated her.
Yeah.
And he thought she was funny. Now, Pat's also one of the best comedians I know. So I feel like, all right, I have to value his judgment. Now, he's also told me Chrissy Mayer is funny.
Mhm.
But you know, but that was back when he was dating her. I guess I don't know how he feels about it now, but I don't see it. This is the first time I saw it.
Oh, okay, okay.
I did see her, and I did see her perform once, and she wasn't bad.
Okay.
Her her stuff was pretty good. Her stage presence was good. But yeah, so let's go through. I actually have that clip of her bashing Kevin, but we can get
Oh.
through this.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think.
Hey, can I fucking
Kevin,
cut into all
take
this
it
bullshit
personally.
for a
Well,
little
let's
No.
talk about Scott.
I know.
No. No. Everyone says no, Scott.
I'll give you
What the
5
fuck?
seconds. Quick, come on.
Oh, fuck you, dude. Come on, come on.
Okay, there
Don't
you
you
go.
fucking tell me to make it quick.
Make it
Don't
quick,
you
double
fucking
kick
tell me to
drummer.
make it
No,
quick.
you're a fast
Dude.
drummer. Make it quick then. Come on, boy.
Scott, you better have something to say. Get
Go
going.
ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
Exactly, dude.
Oh.
Fucking not for nothing, dude. Me and you were fucking cool. What the fuck happened? Seriously,
Holy shit,
tell me
Scott,
what
you
the
come in
fuck
with
happened.
this shit?
Really?
Anybody who
No,
wants to shit on my art, I got to defend it. I ain't going to sit around like a dumb jerk off and just sit there and let some asshole talk shit. So I'm going to fucking defend it, dude. If
Dude,
you
what?
don't like it, I'll
Dude,
defend
what?
your
What?
fucking
All
shit.
right, all right.
What
You
am I
tell
going to
me
do? Just
what?
sit here like a dickless pitch and just sit
What?
here and say
Are
nothing?
you fucking serious, dude? What the fuck did I ever fucking say shit about you, dude? What did I ever say fucking
Oh,
shit
that-
about you?
Oh, I hate this shit about my
What?
shit.
What?
So if you want to
No,
fucking
no,
verbalize it to
No,
me
no.
face to
Stop.
face, we're doing it
Dude,
right now.
stop
No,
your
don't tell
fucking-
me to stop shit.
Yeah, fucking stop your fucking
tell
bullshit right
me
now, dude.
shit.
I fucking watched your fucking stream before, dude. I fucking appreciated what you did before with your fucking stuff. What
Okay,
the
you
fuck
didn't
did I do
verbalize-
to you?
I guess I only heard the negative, and that kind of amplified in my head when I started thinking about Clown Town in the past, and I had to do something during a 6, maybe 12-hour stream, and maybe I kind of let slip here and listen to some fucking avatar saying "good for you." Fuck that. I'm just trying to up the quality at Clown Town, but they don't want to. They just want to be buddy horseshit. Let's have 7 fucking people on top of each other talking. Yeah, great programming.
So who annoys you the most on Clown Town?
Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't have that much animosity towards Scott, so I ain't gonna shit on him too much. You know.
I don't know.
be
Answer
honest
the
with
question.
you.
Answer the
Who
question.
I've heard
annoys me
myself
the
catching
most?
I've heard myself catching some strays on your show, Karmic. So I've been curious about that.
Oh, you've been catching some strays.
Some
Hey,
friendly
quiet,
talk.
Liam. It ain't about you. Go
Hey,
ahead.
but it's something I've been very curious about.
Well, you know
Go
what? I'm walking into your house right now. I ain't gonna shit on anybody.
No. I asked you a question, so by all means, go ahead. Feel free to answer it.
Who's the most annoying?
No, who annoys you?
Who annoys me?
you?
I think it was
Yes,
just Scott's goofer you and the pompous little bit windbagginess of Scott. That got under my skin.
But are your cats? But are your
That's about
cats
it.
safe? Are your cats safe? That's all we care about.
What are you implying?
No, you said you're gonna choke out your cats if you had to hear his voice for like another
yeah.
minute.
I remember. I'd rather hear my cats choke today.
Dude,
What's up?
I'm gonna extend my virtual hand out to you. I'm gonna shake it. We're gonna fucking walk away, and we're gonna be
I think this is where we go.
Yeah.
friends, all right?
Well, you're shaking the air because I ain't extending a hand to you. So
Holy
save
shit!
it.
Fuck.
Oh,
Seriously,
Come
dude?
on now.
Seriously, dude? Seriously,
Welcome to
You're
the
not gonna
Valley of
fucking do-
Men. Welcome to the Valley of Men.
dude. No, you're fucking falling down, dude. I'm extending my fucking hand. You fucking bullshitted on me for a bit. I'm gonna fucking extend my hand to you.
Well, you're just. Well, what do you want me to do with your hand extended? Just stare at your hand? That's all I'm
Dude,
doing.
I want you to fucking shake my hand and we can fucking move on from this bullshit.
Well, I want a
You-
lot of things in life
dude,
too,
I
but
was
I
cool
ain't
with
getting
you.
them,
Dude, I was fucking cool with you for fucking how long? Couple months, right? Dude, we had a fucking good time. You
Did we
bullshit
have
on
a
me just
soda
because.
together and share it with 2 straws? Did we do all that shit too? Settle
All right,
it
I
man.
thought you did actually, guys.
Pat.
All right. MGDX Karmic caught off guard. He likes all you guys.
That's apparently.
I said my piece, but if he wants to keep on, let's be buddies and all that shit, save it.
Yeah, Scott, fuck you. Why are you
It's
doing
not
that?
even a real
Yeah, Scott.
handshake, Karmic.
And like,
Well,
I've fucking done nothing against you, man.
It
Yeah,
does,
you said your
yeah,
piece, but it was
you
all
did
angry at
damage
Scott.
to me. You
What
did
damage did I do to you, man? I did
hurt
no
me.
fucking damage to you, dude. I
You
fucking
hurt
never, I've
You
never
farted
mentioned you.
into the microphone. That's one thing.
What?
I got headphones on, man. That's not fucking cool. That's right in my ears, dude.
What are you talking
What?
about?
You and
you
your
gave him
ass
fart
ripping
ears.
and shitting on the microphone. That's not cool, man. I
What
got
the fuck
headphones on. I got earbud headphones, and I'm listening to your asshole shit.
What
You
the
think
fuck
I
is
like
fucking?
that? That's not.
Yeah, but
fucking
everybody
cool.
heard that, and you're taking it personally.
Well, it's in my earphones. I got earbuds. That's disgusting. Do you enjoy that, Nixon?
I'm with
I'm
with
saying that
Karmic
I
on
wouldn't
this
take it
one.
personally.
I'm with
I know
him
it's
on
Oh
this
my
one.
god.
I'm just saying
I'm glad I missed
there's
it.
a lot under the surface, and I'm just letting it be known. And Scott,
Dude,
thinks
not
there's
for nothing,
more.
Carmick.
I'm
What
just
the fuck
looking
are you
for
talking
moments that Scott drove me ape shit.
What the
That's
fuck,
Okay.
dude?
Hold
I
up.
have to-
Okay, hold up. Karmic. Now I gotta ask you, since you're on this little I don't hate people, and that's horse shit. So who do you hate right now in the Dabbleverse the most?
Okay, who do I hate in the Dabbleverse?
Annoys you the most. How about that? Annoys you the most.
Okay, annoys me the fuck most. I don't really go dig deep into the Dabbleverse.
Amazing, right? Amazing.
Yeah.
Holy
I'm
shit,
just
you got all these
Dabbleverse
little rants.
personality.
Come on now.
I'm just being honest with you. I don't really dig deep into that shit.
But hold on, Karmic. You used my name hundreds of times in your
Right.
podcast. I mean, like hundreds. You don't say anything good. Surely I must be at the top of the list.
No,
A player gonna play,
I don't
right?
hate you at all, Pat. That's just part of the thing. I don't hate anybody.
Holy shit, Pat, he used to give you lots of money.
I'm not just saying, isn't it? So you're saying that everything you do is performative, and you don't mean a word of it.
No, I mean everything I say. If somebody's gonna talk shit about me, I'm gonna say something, motherfucker.
But nobody's saying
But
your name
dude, I've
400
never fucking
times.
talked. Dude, I've never fucking talked
Everybody
shit
thinks-
about you, dude.
Everybody thinks like, hey, let's assume this, let's assume that. When you start making assumptions, and I'm like, okay, I'll double down and I'll prove exactly why those assumptions don't mean shit to me. So
But
am I
dude,
gonna
what
just sit here and
fucking-
take it like a jerk off?
No, fucking, you're not a fucking jerk off. But what fucking bullshit do you have to talk about me?
I already said it all, man, and I'm done with it.
What?
This is when Scott really needed to let Pat go, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I
Pat
think
should have
so.
been- This is where we were getting into Pat.
What?
You're goof
Tell me,
for you,
what?
horse shit.
Dude, that's
You
fucking.
took one of the
that-
greatest bits on Howard Stern and you destroyed it.
Dude, that's
With
fucking.
goof for
dude, that-
fucking you, beating
exactly.
it over the head
Karmic, defender of Howard Stern.
of everybody in the audience. Bullshit.
But guess what? That's all about you, dude. That
No,
pisses
it's-
you off.
Yeah,
That
and
pisses
what did
you
I do?
off.
I went on
That-
my stream and I said what I wanted to say.
But-
That pisses you
Am I
off.
supposed to care
That's your-
what you
that's-
feel? I don't give a
dude,
fuck
that's-
about
dude,
anybody's feelings.
dude,
You're gonna
that's-
learn that about me.
Dude, that's in your own head, man. You gotta fucking get out of that shit, dude.
Okay,
Seriously,
thank
dude.
you for the
You
advice.
dude, trust me,
Sage
dude. I
advice
fucking
from
like you,
Night
dude.
on
I like
Spot.
you, dude. You have a lot of friends out here, man.
Yeah.
Just fucking get out of that bullshit, man.
I'm not.
Wait, can I just jump in for 1 second? Which is like the goof for you thing is very superficial in terms of that's just kind of like a phrase that gets tossed around the show. Like one of the deeper things I think, Karmic, that we're asking is like you go on 45-minute rants about Pat. You know, you go into these graphic sexual fantasies about Taz that like sound almost hostile. So the question is not like what's annoying that Scott says on the show. The question is like why are you so mad about Pat and Taz? Like where's all this like hostility coming from?
Oh, the fact that they're shitting on me when I was going through that fucking time trying to defend them. That was where a lot of it began. And then the double down, the joking, the assuming this and that of me. Then I had to double down. And no, there's no hostility at all. Just so you know, there's no level of hostility there.
But you say you have to double down. So you're doubling down on what? Like you're not being mad at them?
Well,
Because
if I hear shit talked about me, what am I gonna do, dude?
you got to be the
I want to say, is Sam Bibley in the chat? Who does Liam think he is? Adam Bush? He'd give his left nut to be Adam Bush. He's just a chubby guy who goes to a lot of 12-step meetings. So,
He's like the Dabble
People like to
versus
just
Michael
move
Moore.
mhm.
And go on to another topic.
Also, fuck Liam.
Right,
So
exactly.
my question is like, where does that come from? Does that come from Stealth Chaos? Does that come from you? Like what? Like did you make a decision? Fuck Clowntown. Fuck Liam. Do you fuck Pat? Like what's the thinking behind that? What's the process behind that?
The process
Again,
of like saying fuck this, fuck that.
The first time I ever-
I'm giving you the answer.
Okay, give me the answer.
So here's the thing. My thought process is that it's me versus the world, right? This is how it's gonna go because every time I fucking
Okay, Tupac.
shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
No, hold on.
You shut up, you
Let
fuck.
me fucking explain.
Well,
Holy
make it snappy,
fucking
you
shit.
piece of shit. Fuck
I'm
you.
trying to explain shit.
Shut up.
You
I'll
shut
gut the
up.
shit out of you, motherfucker. Go ahead, explain.
I'm muted. Oh, okay. Well, I did say tonight if Stealth wants to come on the show, he's got to have somebody else on with him because he wants to be a he wants to get stuck in his stupid minutia. So if he wants to be on my show, Final Boss has to be there. You have to be there. Don't matter. So that's the stipulation having Stealth on in the future.
He's not
at
gonna
all.
go for that, Karmic. You know that.
Well, he's just gonna have to be a dickwipe. I don't think too much about stealth. I'm sorry. I know you guys think
Neither do I.
you know, really. I don't hate.
No, here's the deal, Scott.
I didn't
You
like him.
can't do anything for Karmic. So Karmic he doesn't need to be nice to you. Karmic is
Oh, that's a good point.
he's networking, with and trying to
No, dude.
ask.
Dude, I'm
it's funny watching this guy, watching you try to work it out with him, because there's no working anything out with Karmic ever.
Yes, it's a
it
waste of time, Scott.
You get first down after first down after first down, and then you always fall at the goal line. He's just not going to let you in, man.
No, dude, nothing but
it's all right, Scott. And Scott, I don't hold any grudge. I'm just
there's no fucking grudge, dude. Like fucking, who knows? Apparently, fucking maybe one day down the road, we fucking have
Okay, that's enough of that.
I do gotta say one thing to Pat.
He wasn't good. He really wanted to try to say, "Hey, maybe down the road, me and you will have a beer together," but it just wasn't. It just wasn't coming out.
I know. And all I could think was, nobody's going to be sitting down having a beer with this guy.
Yeah, not right now. Not right now. Anyway,
he's a bit lost.
He's going to have to do a redemption arc, I believe, for a lot of these people. I'm worried that he's going to burn himself out on his show, because, I mean, you can only. It's kind of like Perry Caravello, but Perry Caravello has, Tom Brennan, egging him on, and, super chat, super tips like crazy, egging him on. And so I can see how, like, a Perry's going to keep going, because he's always going to have people throwing money to, like, insult him. If Karmic starts to lose favor with the audience, his interactions are going to go way, way, way down, and then that's going to make him less interesting, because he's going to have less to react to, less to be pissed off about. Yeah, he's going to have to go through a redemption arc, I believe.
But it's hilarious. The guy's been in this universe for what, about a month, maybe two?
About 2 months, yeah.
2 months, and we're already talking like he's got to go through a redemption arc. So this is the biggest rise and fall quickly. But he does. Hey, look, man, I'm not going to argue. Compared to the rest of the people in this universe, and myself included, he does draw numbers.
He does. That's the thing, and it's part of the reason I kind of came back and started interacting again. It was because like, and I've said this on other shows. I'll say it again for those who haven't heard it. It's new to you, but like, my interactions with Karmic, going back a year or so ago, were always real good. He's real nice to me in the chats and stuff. He would send like, "Hey, oh man, that super tip you sent in was fucking funny," etc., etc. So me and him had always kind of gotten along. Then I go away for a little while. I'm not paying any attention to this shit hardly at all. And but then I come back in, I see, Karmic has a channel, and I go to the channel, and I'm like, it's already got 6,000 fucking subscribers, and this ain't a slap at him, but what I knew him from was just a chatter, and I'm like, how the fuck has he got 6,000 subscribers already? And then I'm going through, and I'm seeing, I scroll way back, and I'm seeing, okay, this is a video game stream, this only has like 5 viewers, and they gradually started going up. So I'm assuming around the time that he was on like an MLC show or something broke, and that's when people started like converging on his channel. I guess you'll be able to fill in more of the gaps that I don't quite understand. I'm assuming he had a meltdown on a show like MLC that was really interesting, and it started, bringing people from other shows to watch him, to clip him, and all this other stuff.
Look, he gets viewers from MLC. I'll say that 6,000. I don't know. Maybe somebody dumped a bunch of viewers on him. But the problem is it's very easy to say he bought them. That's what I have people saying to me is, he bought them. It's easy to say that, but this is also, there's billions of people that are on YouTube. So 6,000 is not a huge number.
Yeah.
And it could be one little thing that you get those 6,000 view froms. So that's the deal. And I think he came to MLC. I'm gonna put this chat up. Acted crazy and told someone who knows Melton, right? Because that's where I think he got entered into our universe. Is Melton covered him?
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. That was one of the first things I heard was like basically to sum it up. Melton watched him one day and it was a nothing happening stream or something, and he called him boring. And that made him snap, and he had some Crown Royal and went on like one of his first like epic like 45-minute just, fuck this guy rants. Or something along those lines.
And that was like the week before Hackamania.
Oh,
So
okay.
at Hackamania, everybody was talking about him too. And it was interesting because there were guys like Moody really liked him. Like Moody thought he was something. Rocco thought he was something. I mean, I didn't know what to make of it. I was playing bubble craps and avoiding people, and bobbing my head. And when they asked me what I was listening to, I just repeated Ghost Party over and over again. But but we'll get back to this. But Karmic's not a dummy, so that's the that's the other part of this. But if we listen in the next part that comes up with Pat, kind of explains a lot. But I have to put this chat up from DW1227. I've been waiting for the rise of Schmuel Buckman. I wouldn't bet on it. And the odds are really, really low. But
I mean, one of the things that was interesting that happened to you recently was when you were on the show where Karmic was on with you, and for some reason you just kept catching bullets left and right.
Schmuel.
Shut up, Schmuel!
Stallion 19 made me a drop for that. And I knew how to throw it in.
Great.
I would throw it in. Yeah, and I actually have to open the super tip window. But thank you, DW. Don't forget to ask for super tips now, Schmuel. The voice ones are off, folks, but we love your texts, super tips. Back to this.
I did take it to a new level when you started psychoanalyzing me, and I did take it to that level because of that, and that kind of got me a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
Because you are actually, like you said, mentally ill.
In certain ways, I probably am, but I haven't been diagnosed, and I don't think it's fair for anybody to diagnose me. So.
How did they give you meds? How did they give you meds without diagnosing you?
They tried to, but I said, "Fuck it."
Well, then you have been diagnosed.
Holy shit.
But I
no offense, it's nothing to be ashamed of.
And I don't want. I honestly don't want a pill in my life. I can't deal with it. It feels like it's controlling me. It's sapping me of something. My life force. I can't deal with it. So
So I won't take the medication, but I'll crack a bottle of Crown Royal at 7 in the morning.
Yeah. I guess that's some people's version of medicating.
There's a chat here from Shit Show. Here it is. And it says, so you're concerned about the future of a guy who slugs Crown Royal at 7 a.m. And the answer to that is yes. I don't know. It's my thing, I hate to see guys that I think are talented. And the fact that this guy can carry an audience for all that time, as crazy as it may be, that's a talent. Not a lot of people have it. And he can do it. And I hate seeing him throw it away with the Crown Royal. But
I think he should have like a guest on more often though, because that helps keep him interesting. Like him doing these solo streams for that long with just interacting with the chat, that's gonna burn out.
But he has trouble with guests, and you can't. You notice that none of his guests make a joke about him, right?
Yeah.
You can joke about all these other people, but you can't joke about him. That's the part that's interesting. Is it's like usually people in this universe, if they're a musician or a podcaster or both, they'll take a little shit in one area of their life. like you can good-natured ribbing, so to speak. But he gets so highly sensitive about his art, and he really confuses somebody making a joke with some sort of serious attack.
Yeah,
But I've always thought, not always, for a long time I thought it was, as Dixon said, performative. I thought he was like a lot of these other guys. They come into any universe, and it's like, all right, I'm looking for the big guy, and that's the guy I'm going to shit on, you know? But Karmic was in a way smart because he shit on a guy like Dixon who really couldn't fight back because he was relegated to Rumble.
yeah.
Everybody knew Pat, and you could say all these things, but not that many people were watching Pat's show. And it's changed since Pat came back.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have like really a way of like rebutting because you know, it is what it is. Rumble, you know, doesn't draw the people in, even though all it is a click. That's all we got to do is click. But for some reason, just the fact that it's on Rumble, no one will check it out. So, yeah, if you get a dunk on someone that's, you know, basically in purgatory, and someone with a name value like that, yeah, I can see that working.
Yeah, in Rumble, the Rumble algorithm is so bad, right? You could watch.
Yeah.
I could watch Dixon every day for a month, and when I come on Rumble, it's going to recommend to me some chick whose big thing is, you know, it's the time of wealth transfer from God to you, and all you have to do is open your heart, and I'm like, and I got to go to, like, on my app, I got to go to feed, then I got to try to find it, and it's like, you know what, you're not helping me. You know, you're not helping those guys. Pat could have come on Schmuel Talk at any time for a big audience. There's an old joke about that, but Pat has been on Schmuel Talk. He was on the other night, and then I went on his show afterwards. So we had a lot of fun. All right, let's get through this.
Let's do it.
Things my word were hostile. Sorry, I apologize. I went overboard. Yeah, but I gotta.
Yeah, but dude, hey,
So you're going to double down on it, and you don't give a shit.
You guys
seriously,
throw-
Comrade,
Finish it.
You guys throw pebbles at me. I gotta.
Dude, nobody threw fucking
I
anything
can't
at you,
help
dude.
it, man.
Nobody
I've
threw
gotta go
anything at
get
you.
full.
Okay, Carmen, I'll tell you what.
fucking
Let's make a
trying to
deal. Let's make a deal. If I don't say shit about you on my show ever again, are you saying you're going to stop talking about me and Taz?
I will say that right here, right now. I won't say another word.
I'll
Out of
clip
respect to the word.
My work here is done. Have a good evening, guys. Thanks, Papa.
Hey, don't you dare leave!
Shut up.
And that, you know, look, and that's Dixon to a T, right?
Yeah.
He's so good at getting what he wants out of people, but he also knows how to like sit and wait and then move and slowly move on with it.
Yeah.
A lot more patience than I have, because, you know, I just want to yell, you know, get some goddamn, you know, you're an adult. And that's my biggest thing is like this thing about him yelling about adult men, and I'm like, well, you're not, so why would you expect every little thing hurts you?
Yeah. And I don't think that this I mean, if you want to call it a truce, that's the closest thing I can think of. I don't think this truce is going to last. If it's even lasted today, I don't know if Karmic has went live today or not. I've been on shows all day.
I
have a feeling, yeah.
Yeah, I that's a bet I would take. But,
yeah.
you know, for every dollar you bet, and if you win, you probably have to pay back $2. You know, it's insane. You know, it's insane. But he is interesting. Like that, yeah. I can't pull that back from him. Like I find myself fascinated.
Yeah.
Watching it and in the interactions. And I hate it because what he did to Taz to me is akin to, like, what did Deb say, a verbal sexual assault?
Basically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it was really, really bad. And it's like, and Taz is such a good friend. I like hate to actually I don't know. I hate to like this guy, but I keep thinking that there's, you say a redemption, and I hope there is. But and you also said you knew Karmic from like a year ago or so.
Yeah,
And
about that. It's give or take.
I knew him from Pat's chat, and he was saying the night he was saying that Quadfather wants to send him the link all the time. You're always begging to get me on your show, and I never thought I sent Karmic the link to my show, and it
Okay.
turns out that I did. It was in September. When I asked, he wanted, because he mentioned he wanted to do something,
Yeah.
and I said, maybe you could go on with Ray and help Ray, and then he wasn't interested in that, and then I was like, oh well, if you want, you're welcome to come on my stream anytime. He was like, I'm getting it ready, and you talk to a lot of people in the Dabbleverse and in life who are always planning on doing something and it never happens, and then boom, he appears.
Yeah. Overnight. That's how it kind of looks to me. It was overnight.
Yeah, and this is the dummy Carm is still calling her trans. He is a dummy, and what she said, she's a tomboy, kind of.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really get along with women very well.
She's one of the
her
guys.
and my wife-
She's one of the guys.
Her and my wife hung out a little bit, and my wife says she's lovely, like, and she's delightful, but she does do streams. But she's also got, my opinion, she's shy, you know, around people, and she, I don't know, does she get nervous or whatever? But she's, what do you call it, man? She's in person. She's looks very different than she does on the streams. She's actually an attractive young woman, but it's hard to see that on the streams because there's no makeup. We're not seeing any of these things.
Yeah.
The brown. Somebody posted the brown short dance that Karmic was raging about.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I will say it's anything but sexual.
Yeah, it's nothing at all. I mean, I thought she was on a treadmill or something. I was like, that's not in the, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's -10 sexual.
Yeah, I was waiting to see like Keanu's asshole or something come up, and it's like boxers, an XL men's shirt and big giant boxers, and it was not sexual at all.
Oh no.
Taz was proud that she got where she is in her career without a past. That's not trans. Yeah. Taz liked the vagueness because Taz doesn't like, she's not a person that talks about herself.
Oh,
you know? And so that's the deal. Karmic can actually answer is better. Karmic, I'm so sorry. Harley can probably answer is better than I can. We were on with Taz today, and I'm pretty sure Taz has made her peace with it. How do you feel about that?
I kind of feel that way, to be honest, because it's odd to say that I think she's tough, but in her own way, I think she's tough and kind of numb to things like that. I mean, she made it clear at first. It was very shocking to hear all the, the graphic detail that he kind of went into and everything. But I think after the initial, shock and awe of it, and then after basically it became like LOL to the whole Dabbleverse, I think she's just kind of like, whatever. It's happened. It happened already. It's in the past. It's not causing me any physical harm. I really do think that if he and I know this would be like hitting the lottery and it's not going to go down this way, but let's just say he He did apologize, and he meant it, and he never talked about her that way again. I think they would eventually be like kind of chill with one another, you know.
Yeah. I think it would take a long time, and I think
Yeah.
all of us wanting him to apologize, I don't think is important to her. I think she's done with it. She's just,
Oh yeah.
you know, I would, and more of any than anything was, she had gotten along with him really well, right?
Yeah,
Like in the
very well.
chat, she gets along with a lot of people. He commissioned her to do some work. So this like totally came out of left field. And until you get to know who the guy is, you have to be hurt a little bit. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. I guess it's like, it's almost like if you think about like high school drama, it's like, you know, the girl finding out that, you know, her buddy has had a crush on her the whole time, except now it's this extra element. Like the same day that she finds out her little buddy that she honestly probably didn't think about very much anyway. It was just one of her friends, like not her best friend. Like her and Karmic were not best friends. They've never tried to sell that or anything, but he was one of her buddies from the chat, you know, just
right.
one of the buddies. And then it goes from one of the buddies that has a crush, and now it's like really graphic. So it's, in a way, it's like, I almost don't even think of the apologies would be nice, but yeah.
I don't think they're gonna change anything.
Yeah.
And she's past it. And the other thing too is it's like, you know, we can use the analogy of being friends and things like that, but it's just like, I just picture myself sitting there being Taz and going, dude, I've never even met you.
Yeah, no, we're all just digital zeros and ones on the internet.
You know, at least Mr. Kill Everything had a relationship with Mazzy before that
Yeah.
shit fell all apart, you know?
Oh yeah.
And so, you know, look, it's insanity. I hope he sobers up. But, you know, Pat said it, and then I talked about it earlier in that stream, the Shut the Fuck Up Schmuel stream. He talked about what had happened to him because he's always been complaining about corporate America dumping him after 20 years and all that.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't like it was a one-day thing. When he talks about it in the stream, he
Yeah.
was told by them that, you know, he said, oh, they were trying to force me to take medication and all this other stuff. He was having work problems and he wasn't getting along with the people that he worked with. And he was also not showing up a couple of times. And what he said was they wanted me to take my medication. And he went to the doctor, but he forgot to get a doctor's note. And then he said he could have gotten it later, but he didn't. And then they fired him.
Yeah.
So
I can probably dispute that. Now, remember how I did that 6-hour stream with him?
yeah,
And I'm an unreliable narrator. I've got my own problems, but like I'm pretty sure he straight told me basically he got a new phone and he forgot to set the alarm a couple of times, and that was the final straw for them. They got rid of him. You know, like you said, he missed some work anyway, and he probably just forgot to set the alarm one day. It's like, that's it, we're done, we're out. See you later, buddy.
And you could just see him as a problem guy to work because he thinks he's got that thing where he thinks he's better than everybody else. And
Yeah.
you know how these companies are now. Everybody wants
Yeah.
everybody to get along, and based upon the drugs that he told us that they had prescribed for him, he's got some problems that need to be protected. He had him on the desk, and he was telling us what the names of them were.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and the first one was Zoloft, and then another one was oh God, I'm gonna call it an antipsychotic medication.
Mm-hmm.
And there were three of them, and they were all like mental health related
Yeah.
things. And I don't want to take that. I don't want to take it. And I've heard a lot of people say that, where it's like, oh, it takes off my edge, and that's what makes me. So he's Yeah, man. He's like self-medicating with the booze.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people do, and I can tell you why, because it's like I've been around people through my charmed life that they were on some antipsychotics that really fucked them up physically, like making them sleep 12 hours a day, making them, I don't just mean comically constipated, I mean like you've got a beehive cement in your gut. And, I've had people tell me some graphic stories about like not being able to go to the bathroom for almost 2 weeks from antipsychotic medicine. And then when they finally do, it looks like a murder scene. So I could kind of see where some people could get freaked out by some of them, because I mean, if you tell me a possible side effect is not shitting for 2 weeks, it's like, yeah, I think I might be looking at some Crown Royal myself too.
Well, you and I had talked about crazy girls earlier on,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I remember the hottest woman I ever dated, hottest, was a nut, and I had no idea. And I met her when she was on her medication, and she was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is they feel good on the medication, like it works, they do the thing, and then it's like, oh, I don't need this
I
anymore.
don't need it anymore. I'm good now. I don't need to take this anymore.
Carm seems schizophrenic, not being mean. All right, if you can give me another like 10 minutes or so, I just want to pull up the Felicia clip real quickly.
Yeah.
I have it because I want to see what it was your thought that she might be trying to draw Karmic in.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I need to see it again, but from what I saw of it, and I didn't see the whole thing originally, just a little bit, it kind of felt like someone working a little bit, like like it says, like I want to trick you into talking. Like if I wanted to trick you into talking shit about Pat Dixon, I'll talk shit about Pat Dixon just to lull you in. That way I can say you talk shit, but really I was just trying to draw it out of you, that way I have like a grain of truth.
Tuna, you have to I have no idea both these are, and I've only had one woman burn my clothes, and she not only burned my clothes, she burned my Air Force flight suit,
Jesus.
And whatever. Yeah, I should not have broken up with her before I picked up all my stuff. Cost me quite a bit of money back then.
Yeah, I mean I think we've all got the the crazy woman that's burned her clothes woman in our past. I mean, Pat's wrestling a gun out of someone's hands at Red Lobster or wherever.
Shot at IHOP. And that's the thing. Pat's stories are, and it's also the way he tells them. They're just so good, And it's like, and I'm sure you've had friends. You've probably done it yourself. There's a certain part of us that likes to date crazy women because it's fun,
It is fun when you're getting along with an actual psychotic woman. When you're getting along, then you're really getting along. The sex is great. They're funny. They're fun to hang out with. Not just having sex, but fun to go out and do stuff. And so as long as you can keep the good times going, they're excellent to hang out with. It's just when, the one day you didn't give them the right kind of compliment in the right amount of time, and then it snaps.
Yeah, and I used to be such a needy fucker. I had to stay there for them to help them overcome this, and it was never going to happen. You just wind up, your friends and family all look at you like, why are you still with this nut? And it's like, no, she's fine, and she would do something crazy, and then you'd be like covering up for it later on. All nuts. So Tuna Molte, your Air Force uniform, I was joking, I'm sorry that happened. It was a very long time ago, and I can look back and laugh on it now. but she didn't just burn my uniform. What she did was, she burned my flight suit. And when you're in flying status, I don't know if they still do this, in the Air Force, you get special boots that are different from the regular combat boots that you wear. And you have these Nomex gloves. You have all this shit, you know, and a helmet bag and all that stuff. And this fucking chick put it in a 55 barrel drum, set the shit on fire. And I came back. I was on leave, and I think I went to go visit somebody. And I came back, and we broke up, which we had done on the phone before I got back. And I asked where my uniform was, and I had to report the next morning. And it was in. She said it's in the backyard. Jesus. And the only thing that was in the backyard was this big drum, and where they burned leaves, and all my shit was in there. And had to go the next day and explain it, and then they just start running a cash register because you got to buy it.
Oh boy!
So yeah, but it's cool. You know what? I look back. She probably wasn't wrong. She wasn't crazy. She was just pissed. So
okay.
But
but you said it. I mean, if you're dating somebody that is off their rocker a little bit, and you've got stuff at their house, you gotta get it back, or you may as well just consider it a leave behind.
Yeah, exactly. I very quickly, I broke up with a girl. I got married I met my wife about 15 years ago, I think. I've been married about 13. And so it was not the girlfriend before her, but the girl before that. I broke up with her, and I left some stuff at her house. And one day at work, I get a box, and I open a box up, and it's everything that was mine, but it was like a pair of socks, a pair of underwear, you know, like a book, some bullshit. And there was like this 5-page handwritten letter.
Yeah.
And when I told my wife the story, my wife was like, "What did the letter say? What did the letter say?" I said, "I never read it."
Oh.
Like, what am I gonna? What's the point? Not gonna change anything. I never read it. And to this day, the wife thinks I'm crazy for not having read it. But
I wouldn't have read it either, because for all you know, there could have been something in there like, you know, I'm going to unalive myself, you know, something that would have, you know, freaked you out or whatever, that you would have had to wonder about to maybe trick you into checking in on it. You don't know what was in that. So it's best that you saw that it was there and you discarded it promptly.
Yeah, look, man, she was a fantastic person, but her way too involved with her parents, and her parents hated me.
Oh,
and,
okay, well,
and I was essentially taking their daughter away, because she wasn't going out to them for dinner on a Friday night. She was going out with me, and it just became too much. You know? And they were like super wealthy, and I didn't care.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
And I didn't want anything from them, and it was just like one of those things. All right, let's rock and roll this pretty quick. So my thought is that Felicia was having fun. Your thought was she was trying to get Karmic to also shit on KB. Am I saying that accurately?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much what I think there. But I guess we'll look at it again and, you know, look at it with a fresh set of eyes.
Right. And there's a really good line. Somebody in the chat pointed it out that, you know, Kevin is now thinking of having Pat back on his show.
Okay.
Or at least an appearance on his show. And Pat has sort of laid out what it would take for him to do that appearance. And so their thing is that Kevin is selling her out.
Oh, okay.
And that may be what this is about. So we have 3 sort of alternatives.
Doom knows. Doom's a clipper.
Thank you, Doom, and thank you, Bonnie.
What the fuck is Kevin doing? What is he doing? When is this motherfucker retiring? Seriously. What is it? He just had a birthday, right? What is he? What did he turn? 65?
Well, I thought he was 67. Maybe it's 60.
No, he's not that old.
Okay, I'm wrong then. So I don't know his age per se. I thought it was 67, but I might have misheard. But
So if I think he might be 60. I think he might have turned 65 this year. So if he turns 65 this year, he's got one more year left, right? And then he's going to start collecting Social Security by the time he's 60. What, he's got a year left?
right.
And what he's going to do for his last year?
God,
What is he going to do?
I never
He
realized
wants to
that.
reunite me and Pat because he thinks it would be interesting.
I think he knows
And
what
then
he's gonna
what?
do for his show.
And then what?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what? So what? You can make a bunch of money and then wash your hands of it and then go on to the next thing while I have to fucking simmer in it. That's your plan? You think that's gonna work? Because you want everybody to go with the current.
Right.
Motherfucker, you help decide the current. That's the thing. You can't be in it and you can't have 1 foot in it and then take your what's a better analogy?
I'm telling it's interesting with Felicia, right? This is Felicia being Felicia, not who she thinks we want her to be.
Yeah.
And she's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Like
This is way better than any appearance I've ever saw on MLC already, and it's just like, a minute in.
exactly. And it's only tangentially about Pat.
You can't be like steering the boat and then take your hands off the wheel and go, no, this is what the crowd wants. Okay. All right. So you go into a room full of rowdy drunkie. You go, okay, it's Friday Night Late Show. They're drunk. Let me just give them what they want. That's what you're doing right now. For what? For what?
Yeah.
Instant gratification. That's what you want right now. You want instant gratification that's going to pay you for one day. You're not going to get maybe 2 days. Maybe people will be talking about it the next day.
Right.
Okay. And then what? You've invited a fucking parasite back into the community. Great. And you're going to say, oh my God, dude.
This is if Felicia had the wherewithal to understand it. Kevin never thought about Pat as a parasite.
No,
Right.
there was no way.
Kevin was happy with Pat. Kevin liked Pat, right? But there was that whole hackamania thing,
Mm-hmm.
and Kevin got all like, Kevin felt you were disloyal, and then Pat really didn't need him because his YouTube stream was taking off,
Yeah.
and then when the YouTube stream got knocked down, Kevin doesn't like to just knock you down; he likes to kick you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And Felicia doesn't understand. Like, she was just a ploy in all this, right? He just brought her in to shit on Pat just a little bit more. He never cared.
And you're going to say it has nothing to do with you because you're Larry King. I'm Larry King. All I do is open the door for parasites. That's what Larry King did, right?
Right.
Larry King before he retired. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
you're
had
right.
on all those NFL players that beat women because he wanted to get their side of the story. Okay, that makes sense. Mike Wallace. Yeah. We get
Right.
it.
She has the right. If you feel like you are gonna be put into that, I'd ask for 80% of the net of that show.
Yeah. Also, push back on me. I don't want you to disagree with me. I want you to literally tell me whatever you think. I don't care. Push back. Like,
I don't think this is about 80% of super chats for a
Yeah.
day for her, right? I mean, she's essentially, her entire character is based on Pat being shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, and this is what you're known for. And this is all you've talked about on every podcast you've been on for the last 2 years. What happens now when the people that you've been shitting on and Kevin, make friends or become friends or bury the hatchet? Who do you think is going to be left on the outs?
Yeah, and I mean, she's gonna have to pick a fight with someone else, or she's done. Because you can't just you even if the story didn't come to a clean cut end, like Kevin and Pat reunite and they're buddies again, they do MLC together again. Even if that doesn't happen, eventually this is gonna get very old. I mean, it's very old to a lot of people anyway, but it's still getting her, appearances and this, that, and the other.
But think about how karmic for, they going back to the earlier thing about shitting on Pat because he couldn't really fight back.
Yeah.
Right? He knows his bread is buttered on Brennan's side.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just trying to get this to end. He's just agreeing with her. And
He no, $1,500. He offered $1,000, and then Gustav's gonna throw in $5. So for $1,500, I'm gonna go and take it to the court of public opinion with Pat Dixon when there's already been an order of protection served, right. And he has a track. What are we doing? What are we doing? You're not Larry King. You're Jerry Springer. What the fuck, dude?
Little late to learn that now, huh?
Yeah, that would have been something to learn about a year ago, maybe.
You're a clown. I mean, if you weren't doing this, they'd be doing DNA tests on your grandchildren or whatever the hell they are.
Do you think Kevin Brennan still holds some weird, warmth in his heart for
bros before hoes, dude? That's how it goes.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that too.
Bros before hoes, man.
And
Who
Kevin
gives
Brennan.
a fuck?
Kevin Brennan has said over the last year, I mean, in the solo shows, he has said, yeah, I remember the good times between me and Pat. Yeah, I remember that. And he was getting all sentimental about it. So he was getting sentimental about Gino a year before Gino all of a sudden, Keanu, and Gino.
Why wouldn't you do that? Somebody suggested why, but what about Gino and Pat? He said no. Why not? Yeah. Why not?
That would be a better conversation. I agree, Felicia. I think why not have?
It might not. It wouldn't be as juicy.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Sorry, I got to put up this chat.
Yep.
So last night, Pat was sent the link. I don't know if you know that. He was.
I heard that, and I didn't know if that was real.
Rocco sent it. Rocco sent it to him. It was not Kevin sending it to him. So there was a plausible deniability.
Okay.
Anyway, Tuna Molte. Strange Pat didn't take the MLSig link, but went on Clowntown. Then again, Pat might look weak running back to Brennan so quickly. Pat's not a doormat, and Pat knew he was doing Clowntown. Mm-hmm. And he talked about it. He was on yesterday, I guess, after it happened. I think the link was sent Friday, so that maybe it was yesterday. And Pat said, no, you're not going to just send me a link, and I'm not going to just pop on. I was doing something, and if you can, he said he would go on, and that the $1,500, he wouldn't take it from Kevin, but Kevin had paid about that amount of money for his lawyer. And he said, I don't want the money, but I want it cleared. I don't owe you anything. You don't owe me anything, and we didn't do each other. There's no favors.
We're even.
Slate is wiped clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
What happened? And they saw that there's video footage, and Gina's forgiven Pat at this point.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I haven't heard that one that Gino forgave Pat.
No, I mean, I check in on Gino's show now and then, and, as of a couple of weeks ago, he still goes on very long-winded, very angry rants.
Yeah, and it's like, I know, when he had they made up, right? Gino, Keanu, and Kevin have all made up, and, Keanu's like almost a regular co-host on his show and whatnot. And I bet that made them feel special, like, oh, we made up with Kevin. And now Kevin's going to do it with Pat. And it's like the realization that Felicia is having. Oh, wait, I was just a character in Kevin's universe.
Yeah.
And Pat has kind of said, "Oh, I'll
take risks." he says. You got to take risks, Felicia, in your career if you want to be an entertainer. How about I take a risk by sticking to my fucking morals and integrity? How about I do that? Isn't that a risk, especially in this community?
Yeah.
She's asking Kevin to do that. I think. I think it's projection.
What do you want to do? You want to give the crowd what they want. How many people in this crowd, which, by the way, come on, this is Anthony Cumia runoff. This is Anthony Cumia runoff. So how many people, you're going to give the people what they want. Okay. So a lot of these people who don't give a fuck about this, they're not on my side, which is fine. But still, a lot of these people who don't get it are either abusers themselves who don't understand that they're abusers, or they've been abused to the point that they don't understand they've been abused. That's it. Those are the only two people in the category that would actually take the side of this person. So you want me to go up against this guy who is a master manipulator while you sit there and play Larry King or Mike Wallace. And you go, and then what? You go, oh, I'm going to set it up to where she'll win. How's that going to work? That's not going to work. The only thing these people care about is who's funnier. That's all. Showbiz PTSD is one of my favorite MLC episodes. I don't know if you remember that one. I remember going back and listening to the old episodes, and the title is Show Business PTSD. And he's talking about how everybody in show business is a fraud. They're fake. They're full of shit. That's his brand. And then you're going to go and do the thing that you hate. Okay, that's your retirement year. That's what you're doing.
Right.
Okay, we got it.
He's on YouTube.
This guy is using your entire audience, so you're just gonna be like, well, this is the way the current is going. Okay, you fucking trailblazer. That's what you're a trailblazer, but now you're gonna go the way the current is going in your last year.
Right.
Okay, then you're out of steam. What do you?
But you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to know that everything that Kevin has always said, at least since he's been on YouTube, that he's been against, he now does.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not a clip show. I don't snipe. Right? Or he struck Chad's channel for sniping, but Ray DeVito was his content for months because every time Ray would go live, he would snipe Ray.
Oh yeah.
People who call comedy clubs are, assholes, and you shouldn't get somebody's, gig try to be canceled. And he's calling the Hog Shack, trying to get, this one canceled. And it's just like, you were just, this is like, Kevin's attitude is you were just hired talent, Felicia. This wasn't a friendship.
Have left. This is what I'm trying to tell him when I go, what happened? Did you go to the doctor? And the doctor was like, Kevin, you have high blood pressure or something. You need to not be as angry. And all these people come on and he's just like, oh, okay, whatever. And it's like not the same as it used to be, right?
Right.
I'm the part of the fan base that appreciates the show because he approaches things with common sense. This is why he's the most popular podcaster in the community, because he has the most common sense and logic out of anybody else. Right. So what is he doing? You got to give the crowd what they want. That's a fucking sellout. You're a sellout. What are you doing? What are you gonna? Whatever. No. One last. This
really has her, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, but another thing I was kind of thinking of too, and I'm trying to verbalize it, is like kind of like in wrestling, you can't do the same old forever, because the same old forever gets boring. That's why it's like, thinking about it like a tag team, thinking about like how Kevin teams up with certain people, but it's never for life. So it's interesting and more interesting for his content if he'll like, kick someone to the curb like, Pat, and then bring her in, and then because later he's going to end up doing the opposite. He's going to kick her to the curb. Now he's got a whole new set of content because she's going to go after him, balls to the wall, and now Pat's back on. And I mean, and that's not going to ever just be the end. He's going to cycle these characters in and out. That's why it's like, and I ain't trying to be cruel to a lot of these people. That's why I believe this past year, he had started bringing on not very interesting people. Like he had that. What's that guy's name? He's like the world's worst comedian. What's his name? Tom Myers.
Yeah.
It's like that guy is as interesting as a UPS truck. So, like, and the only reason I could think of is like he's just bringing this guy on to have a different type of content. Clearwater Chad, who I think is, kind of doing he's doing a gimmick of some kind. I just can't drill it down, but he's not very interesting on that show, to be honest. He's just sort of a slug there, reacting to what Kevin says. So I think the guy is kind of a mastermind in a way, and that's why, he's got these new people in, but they ain't forever. Clearwater Chad, Karmic, Gilly, they're here for right now, but they're not going to be part of his universe except to be dunked on this time next year. You can mark it in the books.
Yeah, and Kevin gets not necessarily Felicia, but the other ones, the Clearwater Chads, the Tom Myers, people like that. He gets them on his show after they've already been on, like WATP or Blind Mike or something like that. And it's as much to stick it to those guys as it is to create content. But I was thinking he's like, he's like Vince McMahon, He sets up these characters and he knows when the clock is going to run out. And so he'll just replace it. Does he does he care who the champion is? No, he cares who the champion is going to bring in the money.
Yeah.
Wow.
He could care less. I mean, he could care, just to use like John Cena. If John Cena is making him the most money, then he's going to be the champion. If somebody else comes along, like a Roman Reigns, and he's making the most money, it's like, well, I want my championship on that money maker because then I'll make even more. And it's never permanent. If it was permanent, we'd still have, 70-year-old Hulk Hogan as, champion,
Right. And I hate myself because I don't know anything about wrestling. I always bring up wrestling references for some reason. Why the hell? Because I think Vince McMahon, all I think of is, did he really shit on that girl's head? Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up.
Sorry. Is he a genius? Is Kevin Brennan a genius or a fucking idiot? Is he so much of a genius that he's trying to set me up for success? To be like, no, here's my way of supporting you by doing this, and then you do this, and then you're going to
Felicia, he was never setting you up for success.
make money on the back end too. How am I going to fucking make money on the back end? How? I'm not a part. I don't have a podcast. There's no way for me to do that. So if people Google my name, this is the shit that comes up. Is the shit that comes up. He doesn't work clubs anymore. I do. I still have a future in comedy, whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. I have things that I can do. He's done. So how does that benefit me in any way? If you're a genius and this is how you're trying to set me up for success, how does that benefit me in any way?
Do you personally? I'm sorry, Felicia.
No. I was saying like, okay, that's the end of it.
Do you feel there's any parallels with the way Kevin Brennan has treated Ray compared to how he treated you tonight? Do you feel the parallels? Because you're working. You're a working comedian. Ray wants to care about his.
Oh man, that's actually a pretty insightful thought.
Yeah.
Karmic had there. Boy, I bet she was laying awake last night wondering, looking at the ceiling, wondering am I Ray DeVito?
His gig work as well, and he feels
I can't even go into Ray because
if you want, please.
Go into Ray. Ray is like a whole. Oh my God, Ray is like. I can't even go in. No, I don't think so.
He's not even
can
worth
view
your
me
time.
as a female Ray.
That hurt. Right?
Yeah,
that knocked her off track. That hurt.
No, you're dead on because like she's stumbling all over the place, and you can't blame that all on the booze. Like when someone hits you with a truth bomb that hard, you're kind of stunned and you don't even know where to get started again. But yeah, I mean, but one of the people in your chat just said it perfectly. It's like he wants people on that has the most heat with the super chatters, So,
Right.
and right now it's these people, some people love these people, some people hate these here. Either way, it's heat. The last thing you want to be is someone that doesn't draw money. If it doesn't draw money, it doesn't, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense,
Yeah, which is and it all makes sense except for he does have Stevie Lou on, which is like super
Yeah.
chat poison. So I don't.
Yeah, he doesn't do much of anything one way or the other. I don't even see people paying to boot him.
Yeah, they used to kick him off. They used to
Yeah.
pay to kick him off. They wouldn't even do that anymore.
No, now they're just like, I guess we're stuck with the guy. Whatever.
Ray DeVito, all he wants, he's completely wrong.
Hit the follow button, hit the like button.
Wow, so that's all we got.
Yeah.
We'll just we're gonna wrap it up here in a few
We're
minutes.
gonna wrap it up. It's getting really late.
And
for
Harley,
you.
feel like to pop off whenever you want. You're welcome to stay, but you can also pop off if you want. I'm gonna talk to the chatters for a little bit. And,
I'm gonna hit the shower and get ready for bed myself. It was fun coming on here, getting there.
Thanks, man. It was great. I've been wanting to have you on for a long time, and
oh yeah. Yeah, anytime, feel free to let me know if you, need a guest or something like that, and I'll try to make time for you if possible.
I know it's so hard for you to put your face on.
Yeah, and I really prefer to put the face on before I do anything. It's just a mental thing. I'll make exceptions now and then in the middle of the night. I'll just put on some sunglasses, but it's got to be the middle of the night on a weekend for that.
Yeah, we'll try to keep them from knowing who you really are. All right, man. Take care. Thank you so much.
Have a great one. We'll talk later. Bye.
Bye. All right. I don't know why, but I do like the guy. KB Tuna Town 666. KB gave her money and a platform. She was building on it, but it had it. Oh, wait a second. Wait, I think you mean shut it down. She was building on it, but had to shut it down when she wrecked streaming, went into hiding. Oh, yeah, yeah, but she wasn't. She was also doing the, what do you call it? That watch hour thing that people do, where they're just turning on the camera and talking with no content, no interest, nothing. And then, they're thinking they're going to get quickly monetized, and then monetize is going to make them money. I'm at least aware enough to know that I'm boring, and I have to limit the number of times I go on a week. Rudy Baga, it could benefit Felicia greatly if she could springboard into her own successful show. Yeah, I don't. I know a lot of comics. I don't think they know how to do the work to do that. Like, there's a lot behind this, right? Like, you got to put shit together and whatnot. Kevin Brennan is a guy who's been doing this thing for 30, 40 years. He's got all that history behind him. Or Pat, they've been doing this for a long time. It's like the doctor who walks into your office that can instantly give you an answer. That's why those guys can turn on the super chat machine and bring it in. But for most people, we're not capable of doing that. Ciao. Being called a Ray is the worst than calling a black. What do you call it? Yeah, that really hurt her. And oddly enough, I was thinking something similar, but didn't want to say it. All right. Big Black in the chat. Felicia's turn. Yeah, it is. But I liked this Felicia. The angry, telling me your feelings, Felicia, not the trying to invent stories, Felicia. Stevie is Brennan's real life bodyguard. I met Stevie. Stevie's really tall, but he's like stick thin. So, Tuna Town 666. Talk to the poors. It's all I've got. Tuna Town. It's all I've got. Supertip.gg/Buckman if you're interested. It'd be great. It'd be nice, but yeah. Dr. HarleyQuinn, and it is Dr. HarleyQuinn 2 on Twitter, and he's a good follow, and he's a good egg, and he's always got something interesting when you talk to him. He's actually a really bright guy. The first time I saw him in the makeup, I thought, oh, what a clown. And then you get to know who he is pretty quickly. He also is, and I don't know what he does professionally or whatever, but he is he's a really excellent writer. A very funny comedy stuff. All right. We're saying goodnight to Harley. Mr. Blue Sky, putting on his game face. Felicia crashing on the live stream, her wild justifications and nonsensical explanations after the fact were probably the funniest thing she's ever done. Yeah, and you know what? Enough stuff with Dixon happened that it was interesting. But people reach a point where they have to keep that going, so then they start making stuff up, and then you're looking at them and you're like, you're lying. You're lying to me. And at first, it wasn't that you were lying to me. There just might be two sides to the story, and now we're just making stuff up. So, yeah, and coming out after that accident and like acting like Taz and her family conspired to do it, especially when it was so obvious to all of us how it happened. We got you, Chris. Way to ditch the doc. No, I wasn't ditching him. He has been on. We went on Nice Podcast Stupid this afternoon, assuming that it was going to be like an hour or so. And I only stayed about maybe an hour and a half, maybe two. He was on for 5 hours. This guy has been talking since 2 o'clock this afternoon. So who cares? What don't we care about? We don't mind that you're boring, Schmuel. There's something to be said for the unflappability. Thank you, Chris Mack. I appreciate that. Squid is here. They think they're all KB's favorite. And the exception to the rule is Ray, me. Yeah. But they're all Ray. And, I've tried to explain that to Ray, and I can't explain to anybody why Ray still goes on his show. I just know that I wouldn't do it. We need the boringness to dial us back. Thank you. It's going to be my slogan from now on. I'm really boring, but you'll be comfortable. Yeah, Mintiggity, that's hilarious how flustered she got when he compared her to Ray. That happens quite a bit. I've seen that happen to Chad too. When Chad gets compared to Ray, I'm not Ray, and it's funny because that's the comparison that most people make all the time. Mr. Blue Sky, she said KB was the only logical person in the Dabbleverse. Did I hear wrong? I think you heard right. And what does that say for the rest? What does that say for the rest of us? All right. We need to get. I'm gonna get to the bottom of these chats. Oh, sorry, Schmuel, you forgot to ask for super tips again. It's cool. Look, I'll get there one day. I really do this because I enjoy it, and I'd like to, at least break even on it. But I'm a little bit not there yet. Flimsy Groom, sub to you. I'd rather go down to Wawa and get a fucking hoagie. Pretty funny there, Flimsy. Pretty funny. Mint Diggity, finger red number one, finger red. No. All right. Oh, this asshole. Dave Sarah, good. Unscribe from Schmuel and sub to me. Oh yeah, let's go over to Dave Sarah and see if he comes on, when he's going to be here, and what's he going to do. Nah, I love Dave, and Dave Sarah, I will bitch. Of course he will. All right. Schmuel Buckies. Love the Buckies. Love the Buckies. I've only been to one, I think, in Alabama, and it's amazing. Mr. Blue Sky, KB makes no sense. He makes dollars with it, though. Yeah, he has a look. He has a loyal audience, and one of the things that I've learned in this Dabbleverse is people love shitting on other people. And they love the side, but they also like shitting on other people. Taz was on nobody's radar. And when Karmic did his thing, and Kevin's calling her trans or whatever, all of a sudden she's got like every person kind of going after her, and that's Kevin's audience. That's what they do. I don't get it, but it's a thing. With me, it's the same comments all the time. Some of them are creative, but most of them are I'm old, and I am. So tell me something I can do about it. Stallion 19, Dave Sauer will stream him playing video games and will barely be able to hear him speak. Yes, sir. Big Black, Schmuel is the next Karmic. Nah, it's never going to happen. I think Karmic actually is talented, and I'm just a moron with a video camera. KB is the pretty girl everybody thinks they can change. Maybe. I mean, it's a good, Rudy. It's a good thought. But I think most people know you're not going to change them. I think it's more like she's the pretty girl that you accept. You're going to get shit on, but it's worth dating that girl. I'm probably not explaining that very, very well. Rolling on the floor, Big Black again. I have to do Back to the Future math with that statement. David, with the jokes. All right. At Dave Sarah, don't choke on your soup, rich guy. Dave's killing it on super chats or whatever. Schmuel Buckman does not blink as much as he should. Thank you. I'm actually trying to see if you guys think I'm still alive. That's the interest in watching me, is will he die by the end of the stream? And KB comes back. Boom, cocaine soup maybe. And Dave Sarah, don't be crazy now. He wouldn't waste it in the soup. And all right, Rudy Baga. All right, we got to the soup. The soup love you. So this is the deal, guys. It is 9:56. I have got to finish the laundry because that's very exciting. And I have some other shit that I got to do, and I got to go to work in the morning. And I gonna answer one more chat, and then we're out of here. But I really want to thank all you guys for being here. The chat is what makes this so much fun, and that's why I enjoy it. And I like guys like Harley. I tend to like oddballs, and not that Harley is, but yeah, it's easy for me to find normal people in my world, and it's also a little bit boring. It's like living in that all-white neighborhood. Like I need a little curry in my world every now and then. And Panhandler, this is the question. Shame on you for having that thing on, Pan. And I I don't even know how to respond to it. I really like Harley, and it's his gig. It's what he does, and I don't think there will be. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And the deal is, the first time you see him, you're like, oh my god, that's weird. But when you talk to him, sharp guy, and he's a doctor. Of what we'll never know. Will this be up later for James O'Sullivan and his family? Don't know who that is, but I guess. Stallion 19 Panhandler is out, but not that out, apparently. Guys like Harley, did you just assume the clown's gender? I actually asked the clown about that when we started this. That people confused him. He's a straight white male. And earlier today, he told a pretty goddamn funny story about banging a broad from a restaurant. So that's the deal. Big Black, a dabbler with a job. Yeah, yeah. Dave, have you been out rioting? Armenia. All right. This was fun. Harley would agree with you. I like Harley a lot. We said that already. Dave Sauer, I have a job, Greg. Can you milk me? Is lotioning, what did like the state pay you for like taking care of your parents? Is that what happens? And I always like to close on a panhandler chat. Let me see if I can find one here. I saw it, but speaking of me not blinking my eyes, this light is killing me and I'm getting old. So thanks everybody for being here. We will be back on Tuesday. Please like, subscribe, and cost your friends, families, and neighbors to subscribe to my channel as we attempt to break the barrier of 500 subs. And I'm less than halfway there, which is exciting because I never thought that I would get there. And now that we're getting there, it's like, oh, maybe it's possible. So maybe in this universe, there's room for an old man like me. So good night, kids. Have fun. And Schmuel Buckman and at Buckman Schmuel on Twitter. And if you want to email us, it's buckman@buckmanpod.com. Good night, guys.